Hey everybody, Aaron Blaise here, and it's time for the daily drawing. Okay, so we are back and we're up for another daily drawing. This has been a lot of fun, our first week, and I've really enjoyed it. And I'm going to try to keep doing this if you guys are enjoying it as well. I've gotten so much great response. So I've got my bin right here. I've got my daily drawing bin to pull from today. And who knows what we're going to get in here. But once again, this is to increase your visual library, to pull you out of your comfort zone, to get you guys drawing things that you might not normally draw, and maybe spark some interest, or at least have you draw something different for at least a few minutes out of the day, and then you can go back to whatever it is you're doing otherwise. But it's a great way to get out of your grind and try something different. So let's go ahead and go in. And I got to go in. Okay, let me put that down over here. All right, let's see what we got this time. We've gotten a couple of insects. We've gotten a gibbon. What do we have this time? Oh, okay. We have a mechanical typewriter. It's a mechanical typewriter. I wonder how many of you out there have even used a typewriter. I bet a lot of you haven't. I bet you are of a certain age that typewriters are before your time. I used to take typing class, believe it or not, on typewriters, but these are mechanical typewriters, not electric typewriters. So we're going back quite a ways. All right, we're going to be going back into the 40s and 50s because electric typewriters started popping up around the 60s, I believe. I could be wrong. I'm just assuming. But mechanical typewriter. So as we always do, this is your time to pause the video, go into Google Images, go wherever you like to go to search images, and find some reference on a mechanical typewriter. Pull it all up, and then come back here, and we're going to draw. Thanks. Okay, we're back, and I've found my reference for a mechanical typewriter. I hope you got yours. And it's actually kind of fun. And you know, I used to, you know, when I was a kid, I used to use typewriters a lot. And our family had one, and I just loved the keys coming up. And I used to hit all the keys all at once and get them all tangled up. But let's go ahead and just dive in. And I want to kind of push the perspective, I think. So that's what I'm going to focus on here is perspective. I'm going to push that 3-point perspective. 3-point perspective is this kind of thing. We've got 2-point, you know, where you're looking at a horizon line, you got a vanishing point and a vanishing point, and you've got here and here and here. So things get smaller as they recede, right? And they go towards a vanishing point. Well, 3-point perspective puts a vanishing point down here so that here and here and here we get more accurate types of perspective. And so that's what I want to focus on here is I'm going to create kind of some 3-point perspective for this typewriter. Just like so. First I'm just going to draw a box with a slant in it here, just so I can kind of lay in my framework for where I want everything to go. I'm trying to kind of copy the basic shape of the typewriter. I'm doing it freehand. I'm not using any line guides or anything like that. You know, drawing a typewriter is like, it's sort of like, you know, if someone came up to you and said, hey, draw me a bicycle. I'll bet you, I would bet money that there's a fair number of you out there that would not know how to draw a bicycle, even though we all see bicycles all the time. When you actually sit down to draw a bicycle, it might be a little odd. You might not quite remember exactly where everything goes. And that's sort of like a typewriter for me. There's all the keys right there. Coming up. Actually, I'm going to pull this over even more. I want to find the center. Center would be right about in here. So I've got that arc. Not quite right. The center would be right about here. The way you find, when you're looking at something in perspective, the way you find the center of a panel, let's say here, is you draw an X in it. And wherever that X crosses, it's going to be right about there, that becomes your center in perspective. Like so, okay? Now I want to draw, I'm going to extend this out a little bit because we have to put the roller on here. Now I'm going to fake a lot of this too. You know, I'm not going to sit here and try to figure out every last little gear. This is the little arm that you use to pull it back across as it types. And let's put a piece of paper in here. Already I'm starting to feel like it's a typewriter. We got 4 rows. There we go. That all feels pretty good. Now, these all have a thickness to them and arms that come down. And these little levers, each key was a lever, corresponded to one of the keys up here by the platen. You know, making sure your ellipses are in the right place. That's important. All right, I'm going to knock that back. I'm just using my line tool to hit some of these lines. I'm going to go back, I'm going to combine everything, and I'm going to rasterize it. So now it's just regular shapes. I'm using that as my basis, and I'm just going to draw right over that. So I'm just going in and laying in the details. The key to this is, you know, when you're drawing anything mechanical, is look at that perspective. Make sure that you're getting your perspective accurate. You know, in this case, we've got lots of ellipses, cylinders that are turned on their end, round keys, all of that kind of thing. There we go. So we got everything kind of roughed in. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and lay in some tone. All right, so there we go. So now what I want to do is I'm going to put a layer on top. I'm going to set that to multiply. And I'm just going to go a little darker here. And I'm going to be very loose with this. I'm going to go in and start just adding shadow. I'm going to go down in here and just darken the inside. Then I'm going to paint the keys right on top. This one's taking a little while. All right, now hit the keys like so. And here, I'm going to have the keys get a little darker along here and then lighten up as we go across. Now, I want to go on top, and I'm just going to create a highlight layer. So these highlights can help kind of distinguish little edges and add interest without having to draw a whole lot. So there you go. So there's our mechanical typewriter. Our first week of the daily drawing is done, and or at least the first 4 days. So that was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you grew a little bit. We drew a typewriter. Hey, that was pretty cool. Next week, who knows what we're going to get. So go on out there. Have a great weekend. Put some beauty back into the world. Stay safe. Create some art, and I'll see you on Monday. Thanks. Bye.